Hi guys, it's Ashley again, and I'm going to discuss my professional counselor skills video vlog for this week. First, I want to start off by stating that genuineness is one of the characteristics that stood out to me the most. Not to disregard none of the others. However, for a future counselor as myself, it is important for me to be authentic and real during therapy sessions. This will help me build a strong relationship with my clients and create a safe zone. Now, the first question that was presented to us was, are the sessions you watch similar to what you imagine a counseling session to be? Why or why not? Now, I thought about this question for a long time because both Dr. Takis and Mr. Wayne Powell, they did and they weren't. It's kind of weird, but I'll explain. So for Mr. Wayne Powell, he piggybacked off of things she said. He had direct eye contact with her at all times. What else? He also elaborated on a lot of the last things she said. He paraphrased. He read her body language and studied her gestures to build that rapport with her while she was discussing why she felt certain ways about her workplace. And whereas Dr. Takis, he was kind of more, he really didn't have that much of eye contact with her. He did ask a lot of open-ended questions. He had that dialogue with her back and forth. Dr. Powell wanted his client to elaborate more. He kind of said, tell me about that. Tell me about that. Whereas Dr. Takis, he was kind of having that back and forth with his client. Like, he'll ask her something and then he'll respond, but it was like more of a dialogue. So from the readings, chapter 8 and 9, what skills and counselor characteristics did you notice? Now, per our textbook, the first law of counseling skills is to first seek to understand. So while I was reviewing the lessons, both counselors, for me, they used basic attendance skills, keyword encouragers, they paraphrased, and they did reflections of feelings. With the first counselor, Mr. Powell, he used breaks of silence. So he waited for her to stop talking, and then he went in to ask her to elaborate. He used more of the Maddox model with the 3 stages of counseling, with the eye contact, body language, and verbal tracking. He showed a lot of empathy with her, whereas Dr. Takis, he used goal setting. He used challenge and confrontation. So basically, he asked her, like, well, if you see this is not working, how about this? Or why don't you do this? Or let's try this. And, let's see how that goes. He challenged her and to make I'm sorry, I got tongue-tied, excuse me. He challenged her to find better solutions to fix the problem that she was having, as feeling that she couldn't make a suggestion because she was scared of what people would say, or the denial or the rejection. He used more of the EGA model by asking open-ended. He asked open-ended questions, and he did more of the more advanced empathy. The next question was, which of the counselors would be a good fit for you? If neither, what would be? I stated that Dr. Takis would have been more of my speed, because he had that dialogue with her, and not so much of just the greed or, just not thing that Dr. Powell had going on. Not stating that he was anything was wrong with that, but for me myself, I like someone to talk back with me, challenge me, ask me why. I want them to make me question myself, to kind of get a better understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish. So that's kind of why I went with Dr. Takis. Just looking at his mannerisms and how he navigated through some of the kickback he was getting from his client. It was that's kind of why I chose that type of therapy. Well, that type of counselor. The last question was ask a question about the counseling sessions, the counselors, and how skills are used and how theories is used. So my question about the counseling session itself, I wanted to know how they got on the topics. Like, how did they start? How did they build the rapport with their clients to get to the point where he already knew, Dr. Takis already knew that she was going to have that drawback or have that kind of wall up. I just want to know, how did they start? I think with this chapter 8 and 9, I did learn a lot, because just being a future counselor and just trying to navigate our own and learn ourselves and learn self-care, it was nice to actually see that as I start to look for my own counselor, and how they use the theories that we learn on an everyday basis in these courses and everyday practice. So that's basically my summary of this week's video discussion board. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am still a little nervous with this whole thing. However, I will get more comfortable, and I look forward to seeing you guys' response if you have those, and I look forward to watching you guys' initial posts. So thank you so much. Good night.